Hello again, dear listeners, and welcome to another episode of Radio Vault Mystery Theater. I am the Keeper of the Vault. Early spring many times brings enchantment into our lives. It often invokes thoughts of rebirth and refreshing of the old. That enchantment, whether we are aware of it or not, comes with a dark side as well. Rebirth also requires death, and to be refreshed, a withering must take place. When we wish for things, we have to be careful of the dark side. Our story tonight is Then Comes the Rain. Act 1. Remy Malone was a man of little means, and yet very content with his lot in life. He had intense desires, but nothing in the way of aspirations or goals. It seemed that Remy's most important consideration was his comfort. His favorite time of year was now approaching, St. Patrick's Day. It gave him a good excuse to drink in excess so he would be able to talk to the ladies in such a fashion as to be forgiven the next day. That day would arrive soon enough, but for now he had to mind his P's and Q's. On this night, he was sharing a drink with a good friend, Barny Whipple.
Do you remember when we were kids how we dreamt of catching the Leprechaun and getting the pot of gold?
Isn't that what being kids is all about? Chasing fairy tales and impossible dreams?
It is indeed. Here's to impossible dreams.
Hear, hear. And to my favorite day of the year, St. Patty's Day.
Just remember, my friend, to consider the consequences of your wishes if you ever catch that little guy. There is always a dark side to wishing for something. Just be prepared for it.
What are you talking about?
Like wishing to marry the woman of your dreams. The dark side of that for me means no more drinking late with my best buddy, which is why I bid thee good night, my friend. The missus is waiting for me. Good night, my friend. Have a safe night.
No worries about that. That's why I walk here. Give Jenny my best.
Will do. Good night.
Yeah, better be getting home myself. Got work tomorrow. I'm out of here. Keep the change. Kind of fun talking about all the St. Patty's Day lore. We really believed that stuff when we were kids. Still, I wonder what it would be like if the lore was true. What would I wish for?
Remy arrived at home as an early spring rain started to fall. Remy wondered what he'd ask if the fairy tale did came true, and he did catch a leprechaun, before drifting off to sleep and rising early for work. End of Act 1. And now, Act 2. Remy fell into a deep sleep, but it was interrupted by the sound of his garbage cans rattling. He jumped out of bed and grabbed a baseball bat to go investigate.
What the hell? Damn raccoons must be after it again. Let's see, where's my bat? The rain stopped. Damn raccoons! Here we go again. That's odd. Normally they'd be jumping and running. Let me just take a look.
Remy peered into the garbage can. He began to shake as he saw glowing red eyes looking back at him from the shadows.
Oh, this is usually a good place to find a drink. You seem to be drinking dry lately. Being stingy, are we?
Who or what are you?
Now you're being coy, young man.
I must be dreaming.
Being quite the wise one tonight, are we? Thought I might find a bit of ale here. There are usually ample amounts left over in the bottles when you discard them.
What are you talking about?
Well, you caught me. So, make your wishes so I can be free and on my way.
Now I know I had too much to drink tonight. Okay, here goes. I wish for more money than I can spend for the rest of my life, a beautiful woman, and to live in peace until I die.
Done! Now for the rain.
And then comes the rain. I must be really out of it. Now I'm hearing things and having conversations with myself. Better put the lid back on before it fills with rainwater.
Looking into the shadows of the night in his drenched pajamas, seeing nothing but darkness. As the heavy rain falls, Remy shook his head and laughed.
Time to get into some dry pajamas and go to bed. I gotta stop drinking on work nights.
Remy dries off and crawls back into bed under his nice warm covers and slept soundly for the rest of the night as the rain fell steady. End of Act 2. And now, a word from our sponsor.
Howdy, buckaroos. My name's Big Jim McBob. Seems like folks are always asking me to speechify on things. So to help 'em out, here's Big Jim McBob's Cowboy Musings. There was a time, way back when things were different. Now, many things these days are still the same, but an old cowhand like me can still tell you a thing or three about the stuff that matters most. I'm sure we've all thought about important thoughts that hold a special place in our hearts, minds, and souls. Just talking about those thoughts makes me think about 'em now. But the day is coming when the sun shines on your backside and a cool breeze from the mountains tells you that it's time for all of us to do something. Now don't get me wrong, I'm just as likely as the next woman to let an armadillo in on a rainy evening in July, but even I have my limits. Just like a popsicle melts in a busted freezer and stars come out at night, except when it's cloudy, there's a feeling that will creep up on you sure as a bull moose knows his own antlers. And it's that feeling that we've all felt that feels right when we're feeling fine. I guess that's pert near all I've a hankering to speak at you right now. Good night.
And now, Act 3. Remy woke up feeling rested the next morning. He looked out the window and noticed the rain had just stopped, and he could see a rainbow appearing. It made him think of a pot of gold, a beautiful woman, and a peaceful life waiting for him at the end of the rainbow. When he got home from work, he decided to have a bite to eat and then go for a few drinks.
That was delicious. I think I'll take out the trash and head for the bar. What's this? A paper bag stuffed with something. Let's see what's inside. This is more money than I've ever seen. Better make sure no one sees. There must be more than $10,000 here. I'm gonna take some of this and party tonight. I'll put the rest here in the dresser.
Remy stuffed a couple $1,000 in his pocket and went off to celebrate. Remy looked around the bar and noticed a young woman sitting alone. She had long red hair and beautiful blue eyes. He called the bartender over and asked him to give the woman another round and make sure she knew it was from him. She looked over at Remy and smiled and nodded in gratitude.
Hi, Remy Malone. It would be an honor to share a drink with you.
Bailey Gates, pleased to meet you and thank you for the drink. Please, sit down and share it with me.
The two shared more than a few drinks and became very comfortable with each other. As the night wore on, Remy leaned over to whisper in Bailey's ear.
I have a secret. Would you like to hear it?
Oh, yes. Do tell.
I found a very large sum of money today.
Ooh, how exciting, Remy. How much?
Over $10,000. I took a little celebrate with tonight and left the rest of it home.
Wow. What would you say if we made our little celebration a little more private?
Really? I'd like that very much.
Let's go then.
Time passed quickly as the two walked to Remy's house. When they got to the bedroom and sat on the edge of the bed, Remy seemed to be getting nervous.
Relax, Remy. I get tense too. This is what I do when I get too tense.
What is that? Cocaine? I don't do drugs.
Oh, you're so silly. It's heroin. Coke makes you more tense. A little bit won't hurt you, and it makes sex 10 times better.
Well, okay, I'll try it. Just a little, okay?
Oh, someone as dumb as you couldn't have hidden the money too well. There it is. So long, sucker. You'll go in peace. That's the magic of a heroin overdose. It's euphoria. And then you die.
Foam started pouring from Remy's mouth as his eyes rolled in the back of his head as he lay dying on the bed with a baggie of heroin next to him. His mind took him to a grove of golden trees with a sunset at the end. He walked peacefully to the end of the grove and thought to himself, "Then comes the rain." Then Comes the Rain is a production by Troop of Lost Souls Entertainment and Film Syndicate. Written by Charlie Mitchell. Produced by Anthony Stoppielo. Sound effects, video post, and directed by Trevor Bates. Commercials by Joe J. Thomas. The cast was played by Joe Filipone as Remy Malone, Anthony Stoppielo as Barny Whipple, J. Anthony McCarthy as the Leprechaun, Robin Roth as Baliey Gates, and I am Trevor Bates, your psychotic storyteller and keeper of the vault. Remember, check out our Linktree to give you access to all of our social media. So, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to stay up to date. Don't want to miss the nightmares, do you? Check us out and listen if you dare.